up here and across and down. Jesus, restaurant's closed tonight. Would have been the second to last seat he would have sat in. John would have sat, had it been, because they leaned to the left, John would have been sitting in the very last seat on that wing, leaning against Jesus. In order for Peter to signal him, Peter would have had to have been on the last seat on the other side, which made sense, because they were serving. It tells you that they set up the room. So they were serving, and then, because of that, Peter would have been the only person who could have talked to John and said, ask him who. Remember, at a certain point in the supper, Jesus reveals who it is that's going to betray him. Peter would have been sitting in the ideal seat. That seat is also historically, according to all the archaeological evidence, where the person who washed the feet sat, which Peter probably wasn't too happy about and dragged the feet a little. Jesus gets up and sets a precedent of serving by washing everybody's feet. He does Peter's job for him, which is a mild rebuke to Peter. Now, at a certain point in the feast, Jesus begins to prophesy. And we know that it would have been exciting eating dinner with Jesus, wouldn't it have? Getting a prophecy from Jesus. Jesus prophesies over Peter and prophesies over somebody else in the room. And from all the evidence we had, Judas, more than likely, because Jesus handed him this up, would have had to seat on the other side of Jesus, which historically was the seat of honor. Which Psalm 41 says, my own familiar friend, it was called the seat of the familiar friend. And my own familiar friend who did break bread with me, broke the sop and gave him a piece of sop, hath lifted up his heel against me, betrayed him. Isn't that amazing? And it calls him a familiar friend. It talks about a person at a feast with you in the place of honor. It was called a familiar friend. All of these things were set up. They're in the text, if you know what to look for. Just in the side. So all of this stuff, even with the foot washing, is extremely. Jesus takes something that normally it was considered the honor of the person conducting the feast to wash hands. He did it publicly. It was a place of honor for him to do this. Instead, he uses it as an opportunity to serve. What a lesson.
Now,
what a lesson.
In an Orthodox Jewish home, often you will find the younger girls, they wash their father's hands. They bring a cup, and they bring a cup with a bowl, and there's a special way, it's like ritually, this is how they wash their hands. They hold the cup in the right hand, filled with water, and they pass it to the left hand, and they pour 3 times on the right hand, and then they pass it to the right hand and pour 3 times on the left hand. And, well, if you're eating bread, you make this blessing. If you're dipping, another time you wash hands is if you're dipping a vegetable in a liquid. But nowadays, most people don't make the blessing on that because there are questions whether you have to do it nowadays, and we usually, with a fork, there are many reasons people don't usually make the blessing. But here, can we have the volunteer who could read?